Good evening. Welcome to the Count Cooks, ο Κόμις μαγειρεύει με τα μουσικής. Season 3, Episode 3. I just discovered I had a little bit left of this excellent wine, red wine. I'll tell you in a minute where it's from and what wine it is. And but before that, we have to do our usual toast. I'll put this there for the moment. Raise a toast to your Gothic host. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay goth. Cheers. To your health and to all the nice new friends that I made yesterday at Didi. Don't say the name because we don't have a sponsor. This is all for fun. It's a hobby. Cooking with great music and dressing up and a little bit of scenery from the Goth era or the Victorian era and so forth. So today I'm gonna cook a fantastic dish, one of the best I've ever made. And why am I saying that? Because I hadn't made it for so long. I had to do it during the week just as a rehearsal. So today is the day for making this for the first time on video, after making it during the week, for me to remember how it's made, because it has certain variety of how you process the whole thing. And it's a dish that won a reward for the guy, for the chef that invented it or made it or whatever. So let's see how we can proceed with that. We have great music today as well, and we're in the same era again, 80s. Specifically 1981, and where we have so many different variety of different types of music. It's not all goth, it's not all post-punk, it's not all funky, it's not all white funk, it's a little bit of everything. And but η μουσική for ψαγμένους, if we say, as we say, or not quite that, people who really trying to find underground bands that they didn't quite make it to the top, but they got a name for themselves in the and a following in London, in England, and other places in the UK, but never actually made it abroad, or few and far between people know them abroad. So I'll tell you the names. We've got Skeletal Family, we've got Medium, and we've got Spherical Objects. For those who know and those who would like to find out, these are three bands that during that era that I mentioned, they did great things, were to us who watched them. And I promise to tell you about this. This is called Blood of the Nile, first brewed in the time of Tutankhamun, first among the pharaohs. And it's got the ankh at the bottom there, and it's a very, very old bottle. It's very, very similar to taste, perhaps to Hermitage or Chateau Rothschild, or maybe Chateauneuf du Pape, Saint-Emilion, and all these great wines. Still, I had a very nice time last night, so although I haven't had much sleep, I'm in a, I would say, a fair mood. Right, the dish. I never told you anything about the dish, but before I tell you, I'm gonna play the first song, because we've got three songs, as I said, and we've got to start somewhere. And the first one, in order of preference or in order of how I recorded them, it's medium. Hungry So Angry. said, it was a time where all kinds of music were coming along in the UK, you know. This white funk type of post-punk music. Vegetarian type from my favorite Indian cuisine. Black lentils, mavres fakes, cooked specifically the way that you haven't had lentils before, never mind black lentils, even normal lentils. About you, but I quite like this kind of music. At the time, and still you can listen to it perfectly well. It doesn't sound out of date. But that's because good music is always there. So, as I was telling you about black lentils, the trick in some of the dishes, because you know some people they say, oh, I've seen this dish, I'm gonna make it, and it doesn't come out the right way. It's not because you made a mistake in the timing or something else. It's because sometimes the spices, although you have the right spices, you don't put it in the food the right time or in the right temperature. For example, this dish starts with the oil has to be just a millisecond before it smokes, it starts smokes. Then you have to put in the cumin seeds, and once you put them in, you'll hear them pop, make this poppy sound. If you put that while the oil hasn't boiled, hasn't come to the right temperature, it's not going to have the same effect. It's not going to release the same aromas to the food. You understand? Αυτό το λάθος κάνουν πάρα πολύ. That's the mistake that many people do. So pay attention how to make black lentils with butter and single cream. Butter supposed to be, but I'm gonna put very light margarine, which is made not made from milk and animals. It's made from plants. So, but the cream I cannot avoid not to use cream. Yeah, and I've already prepared the lentils from yesterday because they take on open casserole. Yes, not in pressure cooker. They take 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours to cook. So I've cooked them already, and there is also about half a cup of kidney beans. So the oil started to boil. I don't want it to be too hot. It's just right, just before it starts to pop, because I don't want it to go all over my computer. And immediately as soon as you put it in the oil, it comes out. It's like heaven of aromas, you know. It's really, really nice, because that's what food is like, aromas. The next thing, because you don't leave that you don't leave the cumin too much in the oil, is the chopped onion. Chopped onions, just for a minute or two, no, even less than a minute. Then one and a half tablespoon of coriander powder, chili powder, and I didn't put so much, but for the color I put some sweet paprika. I don't want it too hot. So there's some chili powder with sweet paprika. If you want all that thing, it could be, you know, a spoonful of red chili powder. It would make it a little bit hotter. And a little bit of salt, because we have salt from the lentils that we've already boiled, so we don't want it to be too salty. And after that, we've got the chopped tomato. One chopped tomato, fresh. And as it starts to cook, we're gonna play our second song, and this time is Skeleton Family, Promised Land. important to remember, when you put the lentils in this, you don't drain it. You leave it with the juices, because you're gonna need the juices. So this is what's happening so far. Checking the music because it doesn't have an auto stop. I have to stop it when the song finishes before it, otherwise it's gonna go to the next one. This is, I guarantee this is one of the best dishes could ever taste from the Indian cuisine. Very traditional. You don't find it in many restaurants. It's like a grandma's type of dish, like how grandma used to make, but not here in India, of course. So it's traditional, but still quite hard to see in restaurants. Only in very, very, very good restaurants and very, very traditional restaurants, especially in England, in London, you can find it. Now, now I'm gonna add the black lentils with the kidney beans, and as you can see, I don't drain it. I've just put it straight in. I have to give it a little bit of stir. Put the heat up a little bit before I go down to the minimum, the lowest of the heats. It's not finished yet, so plenty of things to go in it still. Let's have a sip of our wine. Tutankhamun special. And you don't have to put it all in at once. You can put a little bit later on, as I'm doing now. It's about 250 grams of black lentils and a tin of kidney beans, which you don't have to put all of it in. Like you put like half or maybe 2/3. So you have a little bit left on if you have a salad or something. Usually this dish is accompanied by garlic naan, you know, the special Indian bread. Some people make it with rice, but I've made so many dishes with rice. You know how to boil a little bit of basmati rice, so if you want, you can put it over basmati rice, or you can put it next to basmati rice. It's really nice. But you see the aromas of these things, and you will see some things that I put later on. Well, one of these you might have heard it before, the Garam Masala, which goes just before the end. Yeah. Now, let's put the next song. It's a band called Spherical Objects, Manchester scene, 1981, from the album Elliptical Optimism. This one is called Comedians. Totally different sound to the other two that we heard already, but that's a nice mix. And obviously it has the the words, the lyrics, even nowadays, is so relevant. Politicians, comedians, one of the same. This is the butter, in this case margarine light, 50% less fat. Whenever we can, we make it as light as possible. Now is the time for remove the wine because I keep knocking it. 200 ml of single cream. In English, single cream is called the light cream, yes? Whereas the 35%, 40% fat is called double cream. For you who didn't know. Of society. Nicely. It's not a soup, it's not a broth, it's like something in between. Probably somebody in Greece would eat it with half a loaf of bread. But it will thicken in a minute. On the eyes, but they are from the same era, 1981. Same type of objectivity music, matches the scene. It was a great scene that. Many bands were influenced by these people, changing their style, of course, as they went along. Didn't sound like them at all, but they were influenced by them. Like probably these bands were influenced by another band, so, you know, everybody's influenced by something, by somebody. So, that's fine. It's getting nice and creamy. Now, Garam Masala. Garam Masala must go last. One before last. Because all these spices that we put on since the beginning need the Garam Masala, so they will come together, all together, as a smell, as a taste, bringing out the dish, bringing out the best of the dish. And for the end, there's a surprise spice, which that's why I couldn't remember how to make it, and I had to do a mock run, how do you call it, a prova, during the week, and I finally remembered that the chef told me about one spice. You can find it here, but not everywhere. I didn't I knew it in English, but I couldn't remember what was it called in Greek. And when I said it in English to people, they wouldn't understand what I was talking about. Its name is fenugreek leaves, which you put on you make it powder. But I couldn't find fenugreek leaves, but I found fenugreek powder. What is fenugreek? Okay. Hold on to your chairs for the Greek name. In Greek, they're called, I had to write it down because I couldn't remember it. Φύλλα τριγωνέλας. Προφανώς το τριγωνέλα είναι το φυτό, the plant. Φύλλα τριγωνέλας, which you're gonna go right at the end, which is right about now. Wow, I wish there was a way you could smell this thing. It's, even if you ate 5 minutes ago, that would make you hungry. The aromas are heavenly, thespesia aromata. And that's what it is really, cooking. Is patience, improvisation, mixing the right spices, the right time, the right amounts. Change them a little bit. Yes, one thing I've changed, I forgot to tell you, supposed to put 1 or 2 green peppers, unseeded, whole, while you boil the black lentils with the kidney beans, which I didn't put in. But you had to get ginger to boil with lentils. And the ginger in this dish wasn't crushed, wasn't or grated. It was just cut in slices, in pieces. And at the end, you can see the pieces and you can take them out, which I did. So I avoided the green pepper, but everything else I followed to the letter. I hope my memory serves me right and I didn't miss any spices out. I had to really think, because I didn't. The last time I ate this dish was around 1989, just before I came back to Greece, 1990, 1991. I think that was the last time. Before that, I did it many times. This is wonderful, 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 wonderful. It's the best dish you can taste. That is, it doesn't. It's not hot. This is σκάψει. Of course, if you put in the green pepper, I don't know how hot it would be, but I avoid it anyway. I like some foods to be spicy, like chili. I like other foods to be spicy, like maybe curry, a little bit spicy. But this dish, I don't think spicy is the way to, to make it, to cook it. So that's why I try to not to make it too spicy. I think it does it justice better the way I've done it. Right, now lowering the heat to none or to the minimum, and we're going to serve in a big bowl and 2 smaller bowls. Wow, my God, the whole neighborhood, the whole Kato Patricia will smell of this dish. Will be able to smell this dish, I'm sure. I know some of you are laughing right now at the silly things I'm saying, but still, you know, there is no scenario, there is no editing, there is no sponsors, there is no money making, there is no τοποθέτηση προϊόντος. We don't advertise any kind of you know, brand or whatever. We do it for fun, combining, as I said, the music, the dressing up, you know, my lovely rings and my lovely jewelry with a medieval backdrop with good food. That's it. And food that I've tasted before, I know how to make, and I like it. This you can eat with bread, and as you will see, it's not a soup. It's far from between, far from it. I will show you as soon as I serve on this dish, and you will see the photographs as well. I think it should be around, what time is it? We'll see. Just before 2 o'clock. So I don't know, probably I was gonna cook it a little bit earlier, but I had to do lots of other things. I got up earlier, I got up about, what was it, just before 10, although I came back about 6. I can't sleep during the day. I think I'm missing out. Right. Move this here. I'll be with you in a minute. Give me a second. Oh, 32 minutes. Can you imagine if I didn't have all this ready from yesterday? How long would this take? As I said, 1.5 hours for the for the lentils to cook and everything. So I don't know why I did that too quickly. Let me show you the small dish. This is really nice. Can you see it? You can't, can you? Right, that's better. And because of this light, it makes it right. It's wonderful. You will see the photographs as well. You saw me putting it on the big dish and the 2 smaller dishes. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Please try and make it. If anybody has any queries of how to make it, whatever, you can send me a PM message, a messenger or whatever, on Instagram or in all my places where you can contact me, and I can you know, give you the details of whatever you want to know. Cheers. I won't keep you any longer. It's 34 minutes. Keep you down 35. Raise a toast to your Gothic host. Season 3, episode 3. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay goth. See you soon. Come and say hello to the shop. I'm always there every day of the week. Thanks for watching. Please write a comment. It's ridiculous. Nearly 300 views on the last dish. 300 nearly, give or take 1 or 2, I think, and only 12 likes and only 7 comments. The other 7 is my replies, and the 8th is what I write about the ingredients and the costing. So, is it so difficult? Just one line. Nice, but change your job. Don't do it again. Something. Anyway, thanks for watching, you brave people. Ο Κόμις μαγειρεύει με τα μουσικής says goodbye. See you soon.